This divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Krishna Paramahamsa Kavipatacharya, Asasata Shri Srimad Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koshi Vaishnava Ki Jai. Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Transikaho Shri Krishna Dev Kanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Radhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakanda Radha Kanda Giri Govardhanti Ramana Devi Ki Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Vrindavan Ki Ram Ki Sankirtan Yogi Ki Premanandi. All glories to some devotee, all glories to some devotee, all glories to some devotee, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Well, this is the month of Kartik, and during the Diwali time, the pastime of Damodar Leela occurred when Mother Yashoda got to found Krishna. Now, first of all, on this particular day, this is when they worship Lord Indra. So many people had already gone, like the household servants. There was only one servant left behind, and Nanda Maharaj, he had left. It was being held at Upananda's house, his brother. It was this big celebration. So there were many less people there. So Krishna thought this is a good time to have this pastime. Also, Rohini was gone, Balaram was gone as well. So it was very quiet. Now, when Mother Yashoda woke up, see Mother Yashoda in bed? So she woke up and looked at her beautiful son, Krishna, lying by her side, and she's just saying, she's calling him like blue lotus, like blue lotus, and just reveling in his beauty. And she thought, well, I better get up, because today, like, she was actually quite happy that she got to churn. They said they churned yogurt. Sometimes it's, different. We churn cream to make butter, but they would allow the yogurt to sit a day. I guess it gets a little like Shrikant, but somehow she thought, I better do it. So she had these beautiful urns, and she had to bring them herself with I'll call her Sundari, her servant girl, and they carried up this urn because it's very special milk in these urns, because Yashoda Devi is thinking, why the gopis are complaining that Krishna is stealing their butter and their yogurt? What's the matter with ours? What's the matter with our butter and our yogurt? So then Nanda Maharaj arranged to get these very special cows, these cows, it's like compared to if you had a horse, a black horse with, or a white horse with one black ear. And then, so they're very rare, special breed. And then he got seeds for special grass. So there's one pasture just for these cows, so they can eat that very succulent grass, so their milk would be creamy. And then there was, out of those cows, about 9 cows, there was one called Padma Ganga, and her milk, so Padma, who knows what Padma means? Lotus flower. So Ganga is fragrant, so her milk smelled like lotus flowers. It was very fragrant and very rich. And so that's what the milk originally, that Yashoda is going to churn. So she gets ready, and Sundari is helping her, and she's like, hurry up, hurry up. And, she didn't want to spend time because as anyone who has a toddler, Krishna now is 3 years old, you know that once the toddlers are up, they start to get a lot done. So if you want to get your rounds done, they're up before your toddlers. And if you want to get household work done. So she gets up, and then after she's all ready, because she's so beautiful, even Sydney saying the demigods, when they're flying by, they stop to look at your beauty. And so as she's churning, I guess I'll point. So then she begins to churn. And you all want to churn butter now? Yeah. Okay, ready? You have your urn, and it's filled with cream and yogurt. So we're going to churn. Ready? I'm churning butter for my little Krishna. He's the most beautiful child. He's the most wonderful and the most lovable. I'm churning butter for my little Krishna. He's the most beautiful child. So, you know what? As she's churning, there's it's a clay pot, but it's beautiful clay pot. She has jewels on it. And there is a wooden churning rod, and it's banging against the pot. And it sounds like a mridanga. And also, her bangles sound like kartals. So they're jingling, jingling, so the kartals, it sounds like, and the mridanga. And she is churning and singing all these songs about Krishna. She's like, why they're always complaining about him? And then she starts singing all about his different pastimes and the different demons that he encountered. Now, every day there were bards, so these are poets, and they used to every day write songs about Krishna and sing songs about him. And she said, what do they know about him? They don't really know about him. I know about him and all of his antics. So she was so absorbed in just churning and singing. Now everything is conscious, so even the churning rod said, I can do it. And she said, no, I'm doing it because she wants the service, but so does the rod want the service, so they do it together. And so as she's singing, Krishna wakes up, and Krishna calls, Maya, but she can't hear him because remember, dingle, 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 and she's singing away at the top of her lungs, and every now and then she's looking to see, okay, he's still sleeping, he needs his rest, but she can't hear him. And Krishna, he's very powerful, right? But he's like, I want my mother to come and help me get out of bed, even though it was a low bed, he could easily get out himself. But he's wanting her to come. And finally, he goes onto his stomach and gets out. And he goes in, and she's still absorbed. And he grabs her sari, and she's, oh, and then they're just looking at each other's faces, and although she sees him all the time, it's ever fresh. His beauty, it's like I never saw such beauty as now, absorbed in his beautiful face, and he's absorbing hers. Those earrings are so fortunate. They get to be right at Mother Yashoda's face, and they get to kiss her face all day long. But I have to go out every day. I have to go and play with my friends and steal butter and wrestle and take the cats out. Not quite, he's not a coward boy yet, because he's only 3. And still, he has many different activities, and he's there with his earrings. They get to be with her all the time. So then finally she nurses him, and then, do you all know what happened next? When Chris was drinking milk, and he's very happy, because that milk, not only from it's from Mother Yashoda, which is love personified, is love in the form of milk. But what happened when Krishna was drinking milk? Do you know? Who knows? You know what happened, yes? What happened?
I forgot.
Okay. You know, Jalavi, you know what happened? Nobody knows?
I know.
Okay, what happened?
The butter started boiling out in the fire.
Right, on the stove, right? Because Mother we had a big pot of milk from that special cow, and it was boiling, and it started to boil over. And she was going to make so many things with that milk. She was going to make burfi, yes?
And it is special.
Yeah, very special. And sandesh, rasgullas, and yogurt. She was going to make so many things. And she ran, oh no, Krishna, I'll be right back. You sit right here, I'll be right back. And she runs in. And you know why the milk boiled over? Yes? Krishna was drinking Mother Yashoda's milk, and that milk on the stove thought, what is the use of my life if Krishna's not going to drink my milk? I may as well just commit suicide and boil over. Did you ever see milk boil over?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And then it makes a huge mess. So it started boiling, and it's a wood stove, and so it can't go out. Like if you have a gas stove, you can turn it right off. Electric stove, not so fast does it go off. But with wood, what can you do? You have to take the pot off. And so then she has to clean up. All right, Krishna, I hope you're being a good boy. I'm going to be there very soon. Yes, Gauram.
Jackie. You like to do? She broke the pot and then eat all of the butter. Oh,
that's right.
Spoiler alert.
What happened was Krishna said, being a good boy, I'm so mad. First of all, she wouldn't come and get me. Then I finally get milk. I'm so hungry. And she gives me a tiny bit of milk and then leaves me here. So now I'm really, really mad. And she says, darling, I'll be there soon. Thank you for your patience. But what does Krishna do?
He just went somewhere else and he just somewhere else the butter and he just stole the butter.
Right, so before he goes and steals butter, it's right in front of him that creamy. It's not quite butter yet, but it's getting there to be butter. So did anybody ever put rocks in their pocket and bring them home? Yes. You did, huh? So Krishna, he did that too the day before. He remembered, oh, I have a nice sharp rock. It's kind of like an arrow. And sometimes he uses a mortar to do it. So then he just goes and breaks the pot. 1, 2, 3. 3, and then it cracks right open down the middle, and all of the butter, it's liquidy butter, it spills out all over. And Krishna starts to eat it. And then he knows, I'm going to be in big trouble. I better get out of here. So he sneaks, first of all, into Mother Yashoda's Elmira, her dresser, because he knows where the key is, because they have a basement. It's just a half flight of stairs. And he gets the key to that, and he unlocks it, and he goes downstairs. But in the meantime, he stepped in all of that butter, and it made footprints all over. So when Yashoda says, okay, Krishna, I'm coming now, I'm done, I had to clean up this huge mess. And she sees that all, remember she worked really hard to churn that. And now the whole pot, her favorite pot, is broken, and there's butter everywhere, and she sees footprints. So she knows what happened. And she follows, and she looks down at her window, and she sees that Krishna is there. And Krishna, when he went down there, he was standing on a mortar, and he was feeding the monkey. Because just like we were studying about Vidvid Gorilla, he used to help Lord Ram many long ago. So these monkeys, they used to help Lord Ram, so now they're in the Krishna Lila. So Krishna wants to give them butter. You know that song? The monkey said, give some butter to me. The monkey said, give some butter to me. And she's feeding them, but he's scared. He keeps looking behind. I know I'm going to get in trouble for what I did. And I have to look, is Mother Yashoda coming? And he looked behind him to see if she was coming or not. And then some crows came in too. They came in, and when the crows came, they saw Yashoda Devi coming, and they screeched, and they flew out the window. And Yashoda, she had Nanda Maharaj's stick. He had left his walking stick, and then the monkeys, and everyone ran away. Off of that, that he was on he had turned upside down a mortar that they used for grinding spices, and he saw Yashoda, and he jumped up and ran, and she started running after him. Krishna ran, and Yashoda ran. Krishna ran, and Yashoda ran. Come here, you thief! Come here right now! You better stop, I'm not kidding. And Yashoda's getting tired because she has big hips and a lot to carry. And Krishna's running really fast. And she said, you better stop or you're going to be in trouble. Yeah, but put down that stick. Why do you have a stick? She wouldn't really hit me with a stick, would she? No, she wouldn't. No, I really wouldn't. But I want to scare that boy. You better stop, Krishna. Now listen, I'm not kidding. You're really gonna be punished for this. I know, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mother. I'm sorry. You stop. I got you. Mother, put down the stick. Okay, I'm putting down the stick. But now, why did you do that, Krishna? Well, I didn't do it. What are you talking about that you didn't do it? Look at your mouth. You have butter all over your mouth. What's that? Well, the monkeys did it. The monkeys put it in my mouth. Why is my pot all broken? Tell me that. Why is it broken? Well, when you ran in to get the milk off the stove, your ankle belt hit the pot. And then all that, Krishna, you are such a liar. You're a thief and you're a liar. Now, where did you get these bad qualities from? You know, you come from a good heritage, your father's family. So I heard one of my uncles long ago, actually, too. I must have got bad qualities from him. Well, now, Krishna, you're going to learn your lesson. And you are just like a monkey, wondering like a monkey. Well, if I'm like a monkey, then I may as well go into the forest and live with the monkeys. He just might do that. Well, knowing him, well, I'm going to tie you up. And you know what? Tie you to a mortar. And you know what, Krishna? You are not going to play with your friends today. And you are not going to have any butter. No butter? No butter. And no yogurt. No yogurt. That's right. You are going to be tied up to this mortar and learn your lesson. You are not going anywhere because I have to clean up that big mess. Right. Well, now, what happened was, Yashoda baby, she took the ribbon out of her hair, but then when she tied it, it was how short? The width of 2 fingers, too short. And so she said, Sundari, go to the house and get the rope. And she went and got the rope and tied it round and round. It was still 2 fingers, too short. And then she asked her friends, some of the other gopis were there, can you go? Can you go get some of your rope? Sure, Yashoda Devi. Now you know what we mean, Yashoda. You are the queen of Vrindavan. I know that, the wife of Nanda. But we always tell you that your son is stealing from us, and you say, oh, he wouldn't do that. We have so much butter and yogurt in our house. Why would he steal from you? Now, Yashoda Devi, now you believe us, right? Now you know it's true. Your son is a thief. But I'll get you some rope anyway so that you can tie up your little rascal son. Okay, mother. Okay, Krishna. And then other people brought their rope, and other gopis brought their rope, and other gopis, and still Krishna could not be tied up. Still, and then finally Krishna said, my mother's getting so tired, I'd better be kind to her and let her tie me up. So he let her, and then, because he had ran all the way out the gate, because if they go out the gate, then there's other people there, and mother will never use that stick or never tie me up in front of other people, would she? But she did, and everyone started watching, and the chokidars, the guards, and people came around. Okay, so then, what happens is, you stay here, and Krishna said, I'm so embarrassed. Wait till my friends see me all tied up. Mother Yashoda thinks I'm like an animal or something. Well, but she told them, Krishna, you act like an animal. So you're like a baby elephant. You're always calling me names. That's not very nice. And when my friends see me, I'm going to be so humiliated when they see me. Okay, well, maybe that will teach you to learn your lesson. And then, okay, to show that they went and helped her to come. And meanwhile, her friends were hiding in the bushes. They were watching the whole thing. And then they came, Krishna, what happened to you? You think that you're so clever. Don't make fun of me. It's not funny. And you know what? I haven't eaten anything. I had a tiny, tiny bit of milk. And then I had nothing to eat. So can you go get me some from your house? What do you mean? I'm going to go steal in my days with my mother, helping her clean up the big mess. So nobody's home in your house. We went with my father for the Indonesia, but nobody's home. So all of you, all the boys, please go to your houses, okay? Get all the milk products that we can. Get all of the yogurt and butter and sandwich and bacon and eggs. Because I am so hungry. Okay, Krishna, look at it. So all the boys, they went and Krishna had so much to eat. And they were feeding him all of those milk trees, and it was so delicious. Now, when Krishna was tied up, he remembered, oh, look at those two big trees, two big Arjuna trees. Well, I remember that my devotee, Narada Muni, he told them that they would be liberated. Well, you know the story, that once upon a time, Narada Muni happened to be traveling and in this beautiful lake, because Nala Kubera and Mani Grika, who were they? The sons of Kubera. Kubera is the treasurer of the demigod, so he has a lot of money. So they used to have whatever they wanted. They were very spoiled. And so Nala Kubera and Mani Grika, when Narada came, they were so intoxicated. They were drinking wine, and they were in the water, and they were totally naked with no clothes on. And there were girls there too. And when the girls saw Narada, they were so embarrassed. They ran out of the water, and they put their saris all around them, and they paid their obeisances, respects. But the men, Nala Kubera and Mani Grika, they were so intoxicated. They were just singing songs and holding their wine in their hand and just singing and just ignoring Narada. And Narada said, oh, you are so puffed up because out of all of, like a sign of piety, like they had a high birth. So they had intelligence, good education, they had, what else? But they had so much wealth, and that was detrimental because they didn't know how to use that wealth. They used it for things that were not good for them, and like that, intoxication and other sense enjoyment. So he said, you guys are acting just like trees, because trees stand naked for a long time. And he said, I curse you that you will be trees. And they're like, oh no, we're sorry, Narada. Trees, really? Yes, trees, that's right. Oh no, but I benedict you, because when you are trees, you're going to take birth in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj is the father of Krishna. Right, and you know what? He said, they said, really, how long do we have to be trees? You know how long? 20,000 years. That's how long these twins, they became twin Arjuna trees. And Arjuna trees, they, at this time of year, in the autumn, they produce very nice flowers. And so they had to stand for 20,000 years because Krishna, he was not there. Krishna was in Goloka and taking his pastimes on another planet, in another universe. So they had to wait a long time. Like we have some trees that are 5,000 years old, but 20,000 years. So they waited, but they were so happy because when Krishna was born, they got to see all of his childhood activities. They got to see him crawling around, and they got to see him, taking the, stealing things and playing with his friends and even killing demons. So they were quite happy watching that. between the trees. So now, okay, you boys, wait, right here, I have a mission to perform. So now, Krishna, he started to pull the mortar, and then they said, look, the mortar is moving all by itself. And another one said, no, it's not. That's because of gravity is pulling it down the hill. No, look, the rope is slacking, and the mortar is going between those trees. Well, Krishna, how can he do that? How can he pull it? Well, I have to find some way to do it. So Krishna pulled that mortar, and the mortar went sideways, and then Krishna pulled it right between those trees, and he pulled really hard, and then the trees fell down, and it made such a loud noise that everyone became so frightened. To show the baby in the house with her friends, like, oh no, what could happen to our boys? And because all the cowboys were there too, Krishna's friends. And then they all became so afraid. So when that tree fell, it didn't hurt Krishna, of course. And Krishna said, everyone come and hide in the bushes. So the boys, because then they think that we got killed, then when they find us, they won't be as mad. So, and what do you mean, we? Why would they be mad at us? You're the one, Krishna. Did the mischief. No one's going to be mad at us. I know, but we're in this together, right? We always share all of our stolen goods, because stolen things taste better, don't they? So, I guess you're right about that. We're not in trouble this time. You are, Krishna. And boy, your mother's pretty harsh, isn't she? That she tied you up. I mean, I broke a pot in my house by accident. My mother didn't tie me up. Wow, that's not very nice. Listen, don't talk about my mother like that. Because you know, she's just trying to help me to learn to be a good person. So that's why. So don't ever say anything negative about my mother. Okay?
I will.
All right, now everyone hides. Is there a slide for them hiding? See them all hiding in the bushes. And then everyone comes out. Where are they? And everyone's calling their sons. Where are they? And then finally they pop their heads out of the bushes. Oh, you're okay, Sudan, Sridhar. Oh, so good, Krishna. And they start hugging all the boys. And then Yashoda is like, she's so stunned because she thought Krishna was harmed by that tree. So she was stunned like that. And then what happened was Nanda came back. He came back from the ceremony that they had done. And he sees Krishna tied up. And he said, Krishna, who has done this to you? Krishna's like, you know, he always could cry in front of his mother and father. But when they left with his friends, he wasn't crying anymore. And then he said, Mother did it.
Oh.
What? Mother did it? What should we do? Why did she do that to you? I don't know why. and that's not very nice at all. Here, let me untie you. That is like very cruel of her to do that. Now, I don't know what has overcome her to do that to you. Okay, and then he said, Krishna said, Father, let's see, this little Nanda. So, and then, first of all, Subal came, Nanda, Babaji, it's true, we saw your queen tied up Krishna like an animal. And you know what else happened? What happened was, when this big two twin Arjuna trees fell, two dazzling personalities came out of those trees. And they were talking to Krishna, Really? What will you do when you want milk? I'll just go with you to the cow shed with your white monarch cow, and you could bring some sugar, and we will have milk right from the cow. But I'm not going near her anymore. Oh, okay. Well, Krishna, you must be so tired. You want to take a little nap? Yeah, but first, you know what? This has been quite an ordeal, hasn't it? Yeah, quite an ordeal. I think that we need to go and bathe in the Yamuna for purification and give charity to the Brahmins because you've been saved. And we need to show our gratitude. Oh, look, Rohini and Balaram have come back. And Balaram's like, what happened? And Rohini, I'm mad at Rohini too. Why? Why are you mad at Rohini? Because she left me. She went away with Balaram, and if Rohini was here, my mother would never do this. Rohini would never allow her to tie me up like an animal. Oh, don't be angry at Rohini. She didn't do anything to hurt you. Well, I am, and I'm just staying with you. Okay, Balaram, do you want to come? We're going to the Yamuna. So then they all go and take bath in the Yamuna. And then Nanda's quite happy. I'm quite happy because Krishna loves Mother Yashoda more than he loves me. And now I get to be with him. He gets to stay with me, and you're going to sleep with me, Krishna? That's right. I'm going to sleep with you and not with my mother. Okay, good. So he doesn't mind. Now what happens is, Rohini baby, she's like, oh, Yashoda's very embarrassed because Nanda was saying how mean she was. So now Rohini is staying in her quarters and she won't come out. For 3 days she just stayed in there. And now Rohini is like, Krishna, your mother is missing you. Well, I don't care. I'm not going to her. Oh, Krishna. And you left me too. Krishna, I'm sorry. I had to go, and Balaram too. He had to go because I asked him to go. Well, listen, I don't care. Well, please go see your mother. No, I told you I'm not seeing her, and that is final. So then, I'll have to ask Balaram to go and meet him. So she goes and tells Balaram that he should go bring Krishna and tell him to go see his mother. Now Yashoda is very, very sad. And finally, they have, Nanda Maharaj has a big dining hall, and it has many pillars, and every day they have big breakfast there, they have dinner there, and Nanda Maharaj's brothers come, and their wives and their children, and so when they're in the dining hall, Yashoda doesn't come. She's staying in her room because she really is afraid to appear before the king and the others. So then, on the 4th day, Nanda Maharaj tells Krishna, he says, my boy, your mother is your mother is sulking, and we are deprived of her excellent service. So won't you go and ask her to come? And finally, Krishna is like, because, you really think I should punish her? Because I'm the king, and if you say, then I should. No, you shouldn't punish her. So you go then and tell her that once again, my court is missing her, that we miss her terribly. Okay, Father, I'll go. Okay, so then Rohini takes him to see Yashoda. And then Krishna went and he went into knocked on her door. Well, he didn't knock. Everyone else she knew whoever's not knocking, that's only can be Krishna and or Rohini. And so what happened was Nanda Maharaj, he mentally scolded his wife. Nanda Rani, it was a mistake to punish our son in the way that you did. But, so now the king thought, Krishna is so powerful, so my wife's conduct must be under higher authority. And so now, so then finally, Yashoda comes into the court, because Krishna got her. And when she goes, she's so embarrassed, she has her head down, and she's scratching the floor. And then she raised her face thinking, Nanda's going to chastise me now, I'll just brace myself for it. But he said, oh Devi, for 3 days, hold on, let's get Nanda here. He's a very nice Nanda. Devi, for 3 days we have eaten excellent preparations, but without the touch of your lotus hand, the best food is like dusty diamonds, whose true merit cannot shine forth. Will you not satisfy the leaders of this land by serving them breakfast in the most special way that only you know how? No matter what Rohini cooks, your whimsical son will not eat because it has not been served by you. Please save him from withering away, and thus save all of us who live only for him. Yashoda's eyes welled with tears, and her heart flooded with bliss, and the grand hall was hushed. Everyone was becoming transformed in that hall into the realm of love. The walls, ceiling, floor, furniture, even the Brajvasi's bodies seemed to be composed of the very substance that flowed unrestrictedly from Yashoda's being. So everyone was feeling that there was so much love. And Goloka was the land of paternal love, and Krishna, who wanted his kinsmen to appreciate the grandeur of his mother, directed the Brajvasis within their hearts. so then Yashoda took up serving serving them in that way. Now, we know that Shukadeva Goswami said, and of course Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 9 especially, and some in chapter 8, they describe this whole entire pastime. And he says that Mother Yashoda, he says that no one, let's see, no one is as fortunate, no one has received such mercy as Yashoda did. Yashoda has received more mercy than even the demigods and everyone. So now, it says that, well, first of all, you know how Krishna was like he was, that promise of Narada, that made Krishna free the twin Arjuna trees. So we have the promise of Srila Prabhupada. He's given us so much benediction. So if he is saying, and our acharyas, that we can achieve Krishna, we can go back to the spiritual realm even, then through Prabhupada's mercy, that benediction can be given as well. And how can Krishna be afraid when fear personified is afraid of Krishna, right? Even the ocean does not go past the brim and fear of Krishna past the shore. So Krishna really does get afraid. He's not only acting, and this is the power of Mother Yashoda. So I just wanted to see the Palastuti here of this wonderful narration of Damodar Leela. because we see that we have a whole month every day singing these songs of the Damodar Ashtakam every day, and we get to be absorbed in this particular pastime, although the Lord has unlimited pastimes. So now, the Palastuti, which is the fruit of hearing this, by hearing, speaking, and remembering Damodar Leela, practitioners are insulated from material contamination, absolved of past deeds, and free of the tendency to sin. Moreover, devotees vibrating those pastimes disarm the power of Kali Yuga and dispel the sufferings of conditioned souls. Thus, sadhakas benefit themselves as well as others. So, in that transcendental state, the effects of Damodar Lila become even more inebriating, inducing divine restlessness, confusion, and silence in Vaishnavas otherwise peaceful, sober, and eloquent. Indeed, liberated devotees' composure may be shaken, so shaken that they are unable to speak further on the very Damodar pastime that enamors them. When such good fortune arises, Vaishnavas sink into the ocean of bliss with the conviction that they have attained the goal of life with the determination that others share their fearless serendipity. So we see the great benefit of hearing this Damodar Lila in the Srimad Bhagavatam and piano, and also in Sri Damodar Janani, Swami, which is commentaries of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Vishwanath Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, all their commentaries are enshrined in there. So thank you, children, for being so patient and quiet. And so now, are there any questions about this Damodar Lila? No comments? Oh, yes.
This was cool.
It was cool. You liked it? Yes,
When Yashoda go and Yashoda was taking the pump down and then broke the pump.
right, Krishna did break that pot, didn't he? Yes, Mama? I agree. In Sunday school.
I
We have 2 months.
love Yashoda.
You love Yashoda? Aww. Good, because Yashoda loves you. Yes?
It was a story?
It was a story, it wasn't a story, the story of all stories. And yes, you're right.
It was too long for me.
You know, I know, it was a little long, but you said so patiently. I know it was long, that's why Yes?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was so cool. It was so cool.
What'd you say?
So cool.
It was so cool.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I'm sorry, go on. Yeah, that was pretty scary when he said, when Krishna said, I'm not going to see my mother anymore. I'm not going to go to her. I'm just going to drink milk from the white monarch cow. And Nanda had a special cup and he did drink sugar. Warm milk like Krishna cow. You do? Oh, they want to see the slideshow again. You want to see the slideshow again? Okay, you can see it. And then you can remember all the pastimes by seeing the slides again. And this is the first time I've ever done PowerPoint. And don't
time.